He looked so different, so unfamiliar, like a savage. I racked my brain about what I should say and do, but it seemed to have shut down completely. I couldn't take my eyes off him as he came closer. Finally, he stopped within inches of me and studied me with a bewildered look.
Well, who do we have here? He said.
The sound of his voice gave me goosebumps. It really was him. Even though my mouth was open, not a sound came out of it. He crouched down and wrinkled his forehead. Then he pulled on my ties.
"Oh, my sweet," he whispered. "Whatever did you do that they had to tie you up? What a shame. I would have enjoyed your gracious company by the fire."
I couldn't believe what was happening and didn't notice Duncan approaching until his voice startled me out of my paralysis.
"Sean," he called out. "Don't dirty your hands on that one. Don't you see that she's a Cameron?"
Sean, who was still holding my gaze, gave me a mischievous smirk.
"Duncan, you know very well that most fun things are also dirty."
Could it be true? The way he had greeted me made me doubt my own sanity. Was all this a dream? Or could this really be Sean, the charming smooth talker I'd met back in Scotland? Was that already the man in there that he was going to be? Was it possible that all these years really didn't change him at all? My relief was so great that a tear ran down my cheek. I had no idea how I was going to explain things to him, but at least I was no longer surrounded by only strangers. He held up my hands and turned to Duncan.
"What's all this? Is this wee lass really such a wildcat that 3 strong lads such as yourselves can only keep her in check by tying her to a tree?" "She's our prisoner, not our guest," Duncan grumbled.
Sean got up, smoothed his plaid, and gave me a final, sympathetic look.
"So to what minor offence does she owe her involuntary presence?"
The dark-haired Highlander gave me a warning glare.
"We were following the tracks of our stolen cattle when she suddenly appeared out of nowhere and rammed a dagger into my arm. She heckled me like a crazy person. She tried to cut my throat, Sean. She's not out there, if you know what I mean. Or maybe she has something to do with the cows that went missing, in which case I will find a way to make her talk. I can promise you that. Either way, she's coming with us to Castle Galthair."
"What?" I called out. "That's not true. I have—"
"Shut your trap," Duncan barked.
Little droplets of his spit landed on my face, and I was afraid that he'd hit me. I raised my arms to protect my face.
"Oh, if you don't shut your lying mouth, I'm going to shut it for you," he growled.
I hoped for help from Sean, but he didn't seem to care.
"I would give her some food and water instead. If she dies from starvation, you'll be hard-pressed to get anything meaningful out of her anyway," he said flatly. "The lass is looking the worse for wear already."
With that, Sean turned away and reclaimed his seat by the campfire without another look in my direction. In his stead, the dark-haired giant bent down to talk to me. I forced myself to look him square in his ink-black eyes.
"I'm not done with you yet. We'll talk tomorrow."
After the men turned in, I trembled with fear in the cold dark of the night. The fire's heat no longer reached me, so I tried to warm myself by curling up in the fetal position. Although Sean slept just a few yards away, I had no chance of talking to him. How could he help me if he didn't even know what was going on? Exhausted and in despair, I closed my eyes and hoped sleep would soon take me away into the realm of dreams. I woke with a start when something cold and wet touched my ankle. It was Bara, the dog, who then lifted her nose and curled up across my legs into a soft, warm, hairy ball. Ross quietly giggled and sat down beside me. He opened his sporran and took out a small package wrapped in cloth.
"Here, for you. Enjoy."
Hungrily, I reached for the packet as best I could with my tied-up hands. I marveled at its contents: a cold rabbit leg, a thick slice of bread, and a big, juicy piece of ham. I gave him a grateful smile before digging into his delicious gift. He giggled again, and Bara rested her head on my hips. Like a great, warm comforter, she warmed me with her body. After I gobbled up everything down to the last crumb, Ross handed me the wineskin. It had been filled with fresh, clear water instead. I gulped the delicious water so fast that I almost choked on it, twice. Still, I felt brand